The other person's not doing counter, you're going to work at your own speed. Once you get the gross motor movement right, pick up the speed, okay? And try and keep the intensity going so you're not getting cold, just feeling like you're standing around, okay? So today, I'm just going to get to as much stuff as I've got. I've got about 6 hours worth of stuff to go through in 2 hours, right? Right. Some of the stuff we'll do from the first class. Essentially, we're going to work on different grabs, okay? I could be grabbing the wrist, I could be grabbing the lapel, I could be choking, right? It could be tackling. And if we get time, you might have also done, you've also obviously done, having plenty of opportunity to spar, where people are throwing punches at you and kicking. There's different things you can do. There's a difference between being punched and sparred and the type of punch you might get if someone's attacking you. It could be the same, but it could be different. Right? The punch and sparring is aiming perhaps yes for your face, but it's probably aiming to pull a bit short in most cases. And it's usually by a skilled person throwing and coming back. Most likely in a self-defense scenario, the punch is not going to aim to be short. It's going to aim to go past your head, and it's probably not going to aim to come back in a hurry, other than if it bounces off your skull, right? So the punch is going to come past you, and the longer punch is coming past your head. Sometimes they might be very straight either, they might be coming around this way, or this way, okay? So it's going to come at different angles. And then of course the kick, we did our warm-up today, we did front kicks and different types of front kicks and knees. It's because in self-defense, which is the context of today's class, you're not going to use much of it. You might sort of use a groin kick inside, right? You might sort of sweep around and take a leg out, which might resemble a round kick, but most of the time your self-defense kicks are going to be front kicks. Even if I move off to the side, I'd rather move off to the side and throw a front kick, move off to the side and try and come up and throw off the side. You know? I like the front kick because I'm front on. I like it because when I'm finished it, I can come forward and do other things. When I do a side kick, if I have to reposition my body to get back around again, or I'm facing the other way, it's not as strong for me as that. It's not as accurate as that. It doesn't come back as fast, and my upper body is almost completely undisrupted when I'm doing a front kick. Most the other kicks, other than a low round kick or a low kick with the groin like so, my upper body is a bit more disrupted. Okay? So it's such an easy kick to coordinate the front kick, so it's really very good for self-defense, very underrated. It's kind of like the kick that doesn't have much Hollywood about it, as far as when you see sensational videos of tournament fighting, but in real self-defense the front kick's nasty, as is the knee, as is the stomp, all of which are relatives of our normal mate Gary anyway. The same gross motor movement, okay? We're going to katas today. We won't go through all the kata, we'll just pick moves out of katas. For example, we might pick a move out of a kata, practice a move based on the self-defense technique. Sometimes it won't be the exact move, but it'll be the approximate fighting sequence of the kata. It might use the theory, the fighting theory, or the fighting idea of the kata. It might not necessarily use the exact technique. Yeah? We might use the downward block, for example. We did in the first class, a little bit of this now. The downward block, we'll use it in all sorts of different ways. Not just as a distracting and incoming attack, but we'll use it as a strike, and we'll use it as a rip and tear and manipulation of body parts exercise as well. Okay? So, we won't go straight into the striking and the punches and stuff because we probably will use that. If we get time, we'll put that in the end. Let's just work on some of the simple things. Starting off with what we get in some of the more dangerous stuff we did in the first class. This is wrist grab, grabbing here. This is the pulling position, it's not pushing me, it's pulling me back obviously. Okay, you can think of your basic katas, the simple katas. Right, we did in the first class, we're just kicking with the groin mostly. It's pulling me back, and I can't stop it happening, my arms are extended, I can't manipulate out with my arms straight. So I'm either going to come and kick into the belly if I come forward, or I'm going to use that stomping kick we did and just come stomping through and stomp out that back leg. That's something else. Quite a big sweater. Anyway, so basically, when my hand keeps position there, and one leg, whichever leg back it is, right, whichever leg I can see back it is his left leg, I let him pull me, I let him, my tension's almost there, straight through, and kick. And then as I kick through usually, whichever leg it's going to be, let's say we'll do another one back for argument's sake, right? If I can see he's pulling me here, I need to come straight up into the groin, obviously up and straight into the back hip, then usually, let's one hand go. Bang. Right, which very simply is a kick. Yep, it's the same gross motor movement. Doesn't have to be the hand closed, doesn't have to be a shoot-arm punch, doesn't have to be a leg area, shoot-arm. It could be a low level smack into the groin, it could be a stomp into the back hip. Right, I could just stomp him. If he was really low and bending over, maybe I would kick him up in the face. Right? It doesn't have to be the same spot. It doesn't have to be a closed hand. What I like about the other hand in self-defense is bigger surface area, more dexterity. And if I need to up here, I can probably hold on to something too, maybe. I can use my fingers, use the palm heel. The good thing about the palm heel is we're one less hinge than we've got with a fist shut. When the fist shut, the wrist can get bent back and bounce off, hit the wrong knuckles if you're not careful. But the open hand, when it's like that, it stays there. Your fingers might bend back a bit, but that's not as bad as your wrist. Right? At the very least, a big fat surface area, bigger than the knuckles, and it comes straight out. That's what I like about it too. When you throw a punch, sometimes the elbow can come out. When you throw a palm heel, it comes straight out. By nature, it comes out straight with the elbow in. Right? So it's quite powerful, the body behind it. So we're just going to work on some simple things. When someone's being pulled, you come in and kick, boom, break your hand free, strike, that's the kata. Or we'll do this one. Let's say we want to do it, I can't do it from a distance. I've got to come in closer. I want to do a getting right, using the strike. So I've got one hand free. Right? Depending on where I am now, I'm at this shoulder. I can smack out and strike that way. Oh, that's not down block. Well, it's still coming from one shoulder and striking across the body. Or I can come from there, where he's there, strike free, and this. Yeah? Open those ankles today. Yeah? So I'm just using the basics. So one, yeah, right, or one step in over the top, but I'll probably hit him first and then go for the takedown. Always aim to tenderise before you go for the takedown. So one there, maybe it's that, which will be into the groin, not the stomach. Right? Because you might be strong in the stomach, you might be able to take that. Just a slap. A slap in the groin doesn't matter how many sit-ups he does, right? One hand's free, bang, low. Right? And if he didn't go that way, this is still there, he's still somehow holding with his hand. I'll bang that one there. Drive. And kick. Which is my slot, punch, and kick. Okay? My leg goes where his head goes. Now that sounds very violent. If someone's on the ground, I like to advocate going and stomping on them. Right? But if you had a knife or worse, a little kid said to me yesterday, what happens if I've got a chainsaw? If they had a chainsaw, then I might continue to make sure I couldn't chase it. But I'm not advocating violence and kicking someone on the ground. You might not be right down on the ground. You might just be a stomp pushing away. Yeah? So it's simple. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That move that we've been doing for years. 1, 2, 3. Right? Just used as a basic self-defense technique. Yeah? Right. I'm doing this. This is a bit less violent. 1, 2, 3. Okay? It's still great. Get them right. Strike into the ribs. Kick straight through the middle. Okay? Or stomp that leg out. You're getting off the line there. Resembles a bit more this movement. Some karate styles, when they do the H-pattern kata, we step out, don't we? Yeah? Some styles actually step this way. Same thing really. Okay? So I can be in the bang, slap, push, kick, slap, block. Doesn't matter how many sit-ups he does. Getting hit there is a good technique. Right in the ribs. I've moved off the line and struck, bang, and then straight up the middle. And then if I went straight up the middle, I can follow on with the kata, in there, and then push and strike. Because the kata does punch kick, and then the kata does kick punch. You just follow on. Once you've made that break, you're coming forward, you keep going forward until they've rolled down, and then you bolt. Yep? Sorry, then you go this way. So this is working a couple of quick things like that using the kata. Yeah? You've got the kick, the push. Then you want to get your hands free from this. You're still holding on to the kick. Just hold on. Kick, bring your strong hand straight up. Right, like that sky punch you might have seen in other basic self-defense. But if you kick, sky punch, one hand, straight up. Yep. Not back, not that. Straight up with the elbow. You can't do it from the long range. You have to be in closer. Yep, strike. Reverse punch. Kick, right? So you're not going to be rough with each other, I want you to practice those different things. Last one, there's a lot of things to do, I know. But we just want to get off first count. So from there, maybe I could kick first, or maybe I'll just come up to there. Up. Grab his thumb. Right? On this side. I use my strong hand, grab his thumb to there. Now I'm going to step there, let go of me for a minute. I was there. Now I'm going to go block down, get them right. Long stance, okay? 1, 2, 3, okay? So I'm using that stance and the twisting down, that ripping and pulling. I've got his wrist this time, okay? And I'm pulling him down, but I've got to step in. I can't just do it standing still. I've got to get low and block. Push down with both hands, separate at the end, and then strike, okay? That's also using get and right as a ripping, tearing, joint manipulation exercise, not as a deflection, yeah? So we've used it as a strike, right? We use it to block the arm and strike, and we've used it as a rip and a pull to take someone down, using the stance as well. The stance is part of the weaponry in the kata. It's not done upright, it's low. I don't start low, but I'll step low. And if I bring someone down with my body going low, it's better than trying to stand up and push them down with my arms. Yeah? The weight getting lower is part of how you can use your stance to manoeuvre or destabilise the other person. Okay? So there's 4 things there. There's kick, simple, bang. Now that's what he's pulling in, you can't get away. That's range, boom. First one. Second one, back, strike, boom, kick. Third one, back, strike, punch, kick, right? And the last one, up, down, strike, okay? Did you get that? Let's have a go at that, let's go. We could spend a lot longer doing it, obviously, but in the interest of getting through more stuff today, I just want to give an introduction to it. Some stuff you pick up more naturally, other stuff you might. But this whole idea of slapping one hand out of the way, somebody's just getting a bit confused. Just think about what hand you want to block with. Okay? Now, for me, I'm right-handed. So I don't really want to block with that hand. I want that to be my power hand. That's why I'm standing this way. If I was trying to stop myself being pulled back, I'd probably naturally go this way. Because I've got a choice. He's pulling me. If he pulled me too far back and I got that way, well, okay, no big deal. Okay? Right? I'll just kick with my left leg if that's just going to be it. He might pull me back again. Right, switch feet again. Right, this is my hand. I want to block with my left hand. So I'm going to slap away with my strong hand. Yep. He's still holding on a little bit, but not much. Nothing to speak of. And even if he was, doesn't matter. Let him hold on tight. I'll just re-divert that hand and come in underneath and strike with it, okay? Or, when I haven't got to that position, my next move is to just go out there a little bit and continue that as a deflecting technique. At which point I can strike, hit up the middle. If his other leg was forward at that point, I could strike, or I could strike the head and come in behind and sweep the leg out. Oh, that was a round kick. It's not a front kick. It's the same gross motor movement. It's the same thing. Bang, bang, boom. That's what we're working on, is the fighting sequence, not necessarily the exact move all the time. You don't have to just think about the exact move all the time, yeah? Okay, let's work on just a couple more things here, doing different kata. Okay, just change it for the exercise. All right, from here, let's work on cipher. We all know cipher. All right, so this is tailor-made for cipher. This is first move all over, right? From here, I'm going to let him pull me a little bit, then I'm going to grab his other hand. I'm going to grab his wrist. All right? In the kata, you grab your own fist, but that usually means you're grabbing them. So I'm pulled back, and I come in, and I knock the hand out of the way. I get my hand through. Still holding with this hand. Strike. Now it's a back fist in this part, I'm close enough, so I'll do this instead. Bang, right? But what happens when I've done my third one of those? I have to step up, don't I? I can't hit from here, so what I'll do instead is I'll just step up, so I can ring kick. Because I'm behind him and I can do that, right? So come in the side, grab the hand, pop free. Now maybe I'm not ready to do that yet. Maybe I'm too far away to do that bit, so I'll step in and do that next. And I'm a bit lower now, low centre of gravity, okay? I don't even have to bring the leg up from here. I can probably strike first, get the arm here, we can probably go straight down without lifting the leg up. But I can lift the leg and top down as well. When you're taking someone like that, when I'm here, if I'm out here, this is not going to work. I'm too far away to lift the leg, and I'm at the end of my arm trying to push him back. This is where it's better to be here, up near the elbow. A lot more strength there, okay? Plus, I'm closer to lift that leg up, right? That in itself, by the time you elbow someone, again a few times, it might just be kind of walking. The poetic, the sort of artistic ending is really just to show you what will come next. And some of this stuff, when you do it as self-defense, it doesn't look pretty, it's not necessarily stylish, but if you notice how, be careful with each other's elbows, I didn't just snatch my hand back, right? I grab his hand and I use my right arm to pop the arm off. I make contact with his elbow. In reality, you pull that really tight and smash that really hard. Okay? So you might actually cause that to hyperextend, which is a nice way of saying you might break the elbow, right? So and you pick your strong side, whatever it's going to be. I'll go this way. Bang, pop it out there. Bang, boom. Maybe that could be next. It's all the same movement. The main thing is I've used the theme, the fighting theme at the start of the kata, which is to get myself side on to him. In this case, you know, you might have heard the term like tosabaki, kind of means sideways movement, getting outside the line. That's where I am now, I'm outside the line of him. Sometimes in other things we do today, I might be in front of him, but I'll be side on. But the goal is to fight at the start, side on. Try to get to the outside of them, sneak in behind, yeah? Strike. If you're a bit too far in front of them, if I'm not far enough behind, all I can do is that or that, right? And I can't get it behind. The next thing, I'll sweep around and kick. I'll come around and try to maybe I'll come here and I'll go to strike and he'll block it. He catches me, blocks it there, right? I might try to hold onto my hand. Yeah? We can do one or two things. If I was strong enough, I could just put behind, get him behind and pull him down that way. Okay? If he was resisting, hold on to me there. I couldn't get it. He's pulling me back the other way. Let it happen. Bang. Okay? Let him pull me the other way. I'll release his hand and then strike. Well, that's not in the kata. But the theme is here. Yeah? Maybe what I did was this. Maybe where were we? Here? Yeah, there. Maybe pulling back. Boom. 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 Who knows? This hand's engaged anyway. Whether it's that, it can be engaged if it needs to be. That's if I don't quite have the proximity back here to get behind him and do a takedown. Yeah? Maybe if I'm a bit more in front. That's what I could do. Does that make sense? So you improvise based on distances. But once you've done this sequence, how many times have you done sight? Geez, how many times have you gone from here to this to here? So many times. Right? Think of it as a fighting part. Think of getting behind. Think of using shikudachi. Think of moving off the line. Yeah? Okay, so we'll practice that one. Some other simple ones from side breathing from here. If you had me in this position here, I could just do a simple movement like switch and kick. So open the hands out and step in. We're just kind of simulating them here and up to there, right? Legs moving outside the line. If you had his other leg forward, I can't there's his knees in the way. Let's go the other way. Bang, kick in that way, huh? Bang. Using that up in the, maybe I could, from here, I could kick first. Kick. Up. Smash the head. Grab it and come in and strike. Just move from here. Yep. Depending on where he was standing, he's getting really side on, so I couldn't kick him. I tried to kick him, he's really side on, so I can't do that. I mean, like still forward and side on. Get away on the outside. Sweep on the outside. Like the sweep does. Like I do it hard. Yeah. Just watch. Bang. Bang. Which is really just your boom. Boom. Because Agi-Uke can be used to break out of a wrist grab. If you do it the way we do it, like this way. So you can try those different ones in Cypher. The other thing is, sorry? Oh yeah, we can follow that, okay.
You don't have to.
Jim's asking.
Wow.
Okay, moving him off the side and bringing the knee up into there. So if your heel gets kneed, it's Jim's fault. The last one we'll just do from here. Obviously, we'll do some more. Other one, say Basadai, simple. Bring me back from here. Coming close. Down. Yep. Just moving here. And I'll depend on where his hands are. If his hands are high, or I'll pull them up there, so they go early. Fine. Strike. Or if I came up and his hands went low, straight away, bang, the ears. Doesn't have to be there. Bang the ears. Bang. Boom. Yep. Sometimes when you come forward in Zen Kutsudachi no kata, sometimes you're actually kneeing on the way forward, stepping out. Yeah? So go up this way. step forward and push. Yeah? So stepping forward in Zen Dutch can be preceded, as part of that process, it's coming from here to here, and here. Yeah? And that movement is like a double leg look. Yeah, when I do this yesterday, people are going, that's not the card, that's not the card. Starts in low, builds up. Okay? Maybe that round thing there is stuck in the hands there, and straight. Okay? It's the same gross motor movement, whichever. Left leg forward, right leg forward, doesn't matter. Last little one we'll do here. So that's two, that's all that's cycle, that's what I. Same thing as we did with the first card. Instead of coming up here and stepping out in a long stance, like that, striking. Up, stick it out. Strike.
Okay.
Right? From Sensei, the up and the down. The up and the down. But I haven't stepped in the direction that I'm blocking again. Same thing. Okay. Okay? So there's a few things to try there. Work backwards, Sensei. Twist. Same twist as before, but using shikudachi and a short touch. Pass it out. Slap down, strike. In, pop, step in, boom. Sweep and take down. Or step in, pop free, too close, too far away, kick. Okay? Or just pop and kick into the open area. It's not that easy to hit the groin front on the knee. If I step there though, I just move his hands around, get my elbows in, it's right there. Yeah? Or I could still stomp the back if I want to, bang that back leg out. That might bring his head down. Bang, his back leg might shoot back. Oh. Now. Bang, okay, whatever. So, a few things to work on there. Cipher, Asadai, Seonchin, same attack. Let's go. Sometimes when you did this bit here and you came in and you popped your arm up here, it's really tall. There's nothing wrong with getting it underneath and hitting there. It's still a strike here, you've got this arm here. It all happens quickly. And once you hit him there, what happens? The body comes down a bit. You can, if you want to, then just grab the back of the head and lift the leg up. Right? So if you find you've popped in and you've got low and they're tall, hit low. Hit low a few times. You've still got this arm. Grab the back of the neck and sweep up that way. Jim? Jim? And if thanks, Jim. If the other leg was forward, like say your right foot was forward, I still want it to go on my favourite side. Pop here, strike. Okay, strike a few times. Oh, the other leg's back. I can't do that. I'll just come here. I can come forward and just kick that leg. It can be that. It doesn't have to be this exactly. Just be that. That movement altogether. Yes, just improvise based on what's in front of you. Don't be too locked into how I showed it. Just think about what's there and try to use that same movement. Yeah? Okay? So, off here, okay? We won't do lots of these. And by the way, all the ones we just practiced, to me, the most effective ones are the ones using first kata, or second kata. They're the ones I'd use in self-defense. Cipher's good, Basadai good, Seonchin, but the ones we use in first kata, they're the ones I'd be doing. They're simpler, basic gross motor movements, not very technical, don't require a lot of complexity. It's not much joint manipulation, it's slap, slap, bang, boom, okay? Which if you're in a bad situation, you have to work quickly. Frankly, that's what you do it. Nothing about that theory will change throughout this class, by the way. All right? Pretty much everything we go through, I'll show you some different ways, some different katas in some instances, but for the most part, I would use fundamentals of that kata in nearly everything at the start time. Sometimes it will start with that, sometimes it will start with that, sometimes it will start with that. Either way, it's that or that. It's that or that. Yeah? It's that and that and that. Yeah? It's going to be a combination of those basic things that you're really, really good at anyway, because you've done lots of it. Okay, so the lapel grab, two types of ways we'll do this. One where he's a bit of a distance from me, and one where he really comes me closer like that, like he's in my face, like he's talking to me like this, right? That's right. All the memories, yeah. So, all right, if it's a little bit further out, there's two things we'll look at here. There's different things we can do, but just for the sake of today, some of my favourites. One of them is if it's a bit further out here, I still like to use second kata. Bearing in mind though, this is usually a pushing scenario. They don't usually grab you by the lapel and pull you. They might try and pull you over, but if you tried to pull me, well, I would just accommodate. As soon as you pull me backwards, I will just come straight up with my knee, okay? And straight out with my hand. What I'm worried about is his head coming into my head, okay? And if he's a lot taller than me, it's actually easier because I can put my head forward. When he's shorter, if he's a bit shorter, coming up is hard. If I put my head down, I might come straight into his head. So really, I like to try and use my hands as the safeguard, okay? Let's say we're a little bit further out here. First of all, let's think about second kata. Okay, second kata could be downward block, yeah? Chop. Just straight down, boom, into the bend of the arm. Now, hasn't broken his arm, he's still kind of holding on, but it's broken his balance. But at the same time, that's what happens. Bang! Chop, bang, strike, yeah? So, boom, head back this way. Yeah? Depending on whichever leg it was, his back leg's out. I might find the easiest path for me next with my leg is the knee. Bang, straight into the area in the middle here. Straight low. Sometimes the knee that goes straight in is better than one that comes up. The one that goes straight in is definitely going to hit something, right? It's going to hit a leg, it's going to hit the pelvis, it's going to hit the groin, depending on the height, you know. The one that comes up can slide up the body perhaps. You can find your knee up a little bit too high. All of a sudden he lets go of this hand and grabs my leg. And I'm up on one leg all of a sudden. So keep it nice and low and strong. Just in case of boom, over the top. If you can get in between, fine, but that's a bit weird. You'll find it a bit obstructed. Bang. It's better, by the way, to chop him down that way. Chop. That turns his head on a slight angle. Punch across that angle. Hit across that angle. This, from the lips down to the chin. Kids, block your ears. From here down to here, getting hit there and there will often knock someone out. Okay? Getting hit front on is painful, but often is not a knockout. When people get hit from the front and get knocked out, it's usually when they hit the head when they landed. Okay? Usually, not always. But so when you push down this way, you move it off to the side, boom, this way. Right? And then from there you can do something depending on where his leg is. So that's a really favourite one of mine. Down, chop down, boom, down. If you find he's really strong on one side and it's not doing much, right? Try to get one hand up in the middle. You know? And try to step back. Use two hands. Come down and pull down this way. Right? Use your stance and pull down with two hands. He's still holding on here, but I can strike. I can do something from here. I haven't got lots of it, but at least I've broken the balance of what he's doing there. Most likely, when he's down here, he's probably going to think I better let go of something. He's not in a great spot there, right? So he might let go of something. As soon as he does, we're back up on even terms. So that chopping down on one arm can help. But that's just using the stance more than anything. So pop, boom, good one, okay? If his arms are out here again, we can talk about Basadai as well, okay? Again, he might be pushing me though. If he's pushing me, I've got to stop going backwards somehow. Somehow the way to stop going backwards can be that. Right? Getting back into long stance and lunging your hand out. Okay? I want my arm to be straight, not here. I don't want to be there. I want to get as straight as I can. I might not be able to push him back, so I just let myself go back. And as I go back, I can straighten my arm. And keep one hand on. The more I hold on to one hand, the less he can release it in a hurry and punch me with it. Even if he releases his right hand to punch me, you know, I get my hands there to block it. Yeah? Yeah? That position now. So that's a good start point to stop his momentum. Once I've stopped his momentum, once I've stopped his momentum back there, that's when I can do something else. Okay, I've kind of stopped the movement. From there, I can let go and punch, I can do something here, or I can just come up and knee, or I can slap over the top if I want to, or I can pull back and hit there, I can put that there, strike in there, back, punch, chop the arm down, strike, and kick again, okay?
Okay.
So, I think I was talking about Basadai, and I got sidetracked. So with Basadai, chop down on one arm, instead of chopping down and straight, like we did with the first cutter, chop down, come up. You can punch up between the hands. So as I'm pulling one side down, one side's coming up. Right? It's pretty bad if you get up in the middle there. What else happens in Basadai? Bang. So, knee, fist at the same time. You're pulling down, that's coming up, and the knee's coming up. It's just a nightmare, right? All over. Boom, straight up. Boom, and up this way. Right? So that is a good way of breaking free. Often that is enough. Boom, knee, to break free. If his foot was the other one forward, I do the same thing. Boom. I can push down and just push, standing behind his leg and push him down. That's what I did if you didn't notice. When I came here and he grabbed me, I was right. Bang, knee, right, assuming he's been hit, he's been punched, he's been kneed, stepping behind the foot, and push, which is kind of like simulating your little bit there, opening there. Okay, so that's if the arms are a bit further away. We've got this Teguk and Nidan, we've got a Basadai. Both using a chopping down motion, one's coming up, one's coming straight, and you keep following. One's coming up, even if you did that first, and then the knee second, that'd be okay too. It don't have to be simultaneous. Right? Not to mention grabbing the belt here and pushing the hand back that way. See, I've got his belt, I'm pulling the weight in, putting that back. Alright? Maybe I've got my fingers in his eyes there. And just imagine that grabbing is down a bit, that's the straight bit, his groin's exposed, and the knee is the follow through kick. Okay? So this is fairly violent, I understand that. But, you know, responsibly we're learning what our katas can be used for, okay? Alright, so we're done that. Basadai. Okay, that's when the arms will be extended. The next one is when we're really close. It's coming up here, he's got me his idea of my face. Okay, right? I don't like to get head butted. I want to keep my hands up here. Okay? If someone pulled me into the mic really quickly, first thing I do as an instinct is I try and put my hands up. Okay? And he probably wouldn't do this. He wouldn't put his head there. He's trying to whisper something to me. He's trying to knee me. If he's trying to knee me, but otherwise, what would he be doing there? What's he going to do? He's going to bring, he wants to get in my face and threaten me. Maybe I'm against the wall. Maybe I'm just here like so. He's pushing me, he's getting really close. And I can't get up the middle. I can't quite chop down his arm. I can't get something happening in the way we just talked about because it's too close, okay? So if you brought me in, the first thing I do if you brought me in is I bring my knee. You see my knee come up there? This is a reflex. Alright? Doesn't matter if it's my front one, it pulls me in. If it's my front one or back one, my knee just comes up as a reflex. Right? Try and stop his knee coming into me. Quite often that's just a nice little hello introduction, right? He's got me here, so that's happening, he's in close to here. I want to get my head here, my hand here so he can't hit me. He can't bite me. I get over his eyes. Cover his eyes up, okay? So I'm going to reach around his head this way. If I can't go through the middle, this is too close. So I've got to come around the sides. This one here, this one here. I've got the back of his head and the front of his head. I'm holding it tight, okay? I'll let go for a minute. This is where I am, right? There. What I'm going to do from here is I'm going to step out to my right and block, okay? Dropping into my stance. I'm close, knee maybe put in there, right? And then I'll just come back and stance, drop, and bring his head down, yeah? Using that motion, that ripping from one side, dragging down to the other side, basic downward block, you're spinning the head around. Now you'd obviously, if you're in real danger, you'd do that pretty quick. Bang, right? You'd be up there, booming top, bang, straight down. We'll do it against the wall again in a minute too, just to show you how against the wall it can be effective too. In fact, I should do that now. I'll show you one more time with this real position here. He's coming close, he's grabbed me here. Don't do anything, won't let me go. I'll grab here, I'll step out, turn his head down. If I want to, I can follow through after the getting bright with a follow-up technique. Okay? Yeah, okay, so we did that. What's the next one? Alright, so, okay, against the wall. I don't know if you can all see from here, if I can just quickly run up to the wall. Eyes up against the wall, I can't easily push away, I can't punch, right? If I'm in close, by the way, this is not in kata, but I can always grab the groin. And when I grab the groin, he's going to grab the hand that's grabbing the groin, right? So one less hand to think about. So that's always an option, by the way, right? Not a very savoury one, but it's one nonetheless. So we're here, got me here, against the wall, I don't want to headbutt me, my knees are in position, I'm off a bit one side and try and cut my groin. I get ready around the side here. No, I can't step out because the wall's behind me. I can't go that way. So my left leg's going to go that way. Pop his hip out, pull him into the wall and strike. And use the pull, strike and knee, yeah? So where I couldn't step out myself, I pop the hip out and turn that way. Yeah? Just like I talked earlier about the first kata, sometimes being stepping this way and sometimes stepping that way. Imagine you did that. You did it, get him right, that way. And you pull him around. Now his head might have been there, might have been groin height. It's the same gross motor movement, okay? Yeah? Let's go. The thing about the Basadai one, you as well, is the Basadai, you come up here, you strike one ball here. With their legs back the other way, I can't get behind his leg and push him down, but it might be here. I've struck up, and we're kind of still resting, holding on. I can hold his head. I can knee another couple of times if I want to by grabbing onto his head and keeping my hands tucked together like this. No, and Basadai, this move here. Yeah, and the knee across. Could be that, grabbing his hand and the knee. I could just just reach straight out without the uppercut. I can just reach there and straight up. Okay? A few times, boom. Then I can keep his head there, I can come up under his chin. And on top there and under here, works too. That does, so does that, up under here. Right touching my body, there. Right, imagine then after I've done the kata, I turn the block. Okay, imagine, boom, bang, boom. Turn. Now it's just trying to simulate that movement, up, down, and coming around, okay? At the head, knee, shot that way. So that's a really good one if you're in close against the wall too, is that. Right. When you get under the chin, they've got even less control. This works well, we couldn't do that all the time because remember when you have me really tight, I can't get my hand up there very easily. It doesn't work that well. I've got to push it back first. Bang. Then it's back. Knee him, head comes forward, now it's easy. Right? You just got to think how the body might react when you do things to it. When you hit it low, head comes forward. When you go back that way, head goes back. One exposes the groin and the neck. Next one, bang, you know, so. Choke. Right, just we keep moving on here. Right, now we know we've done the choke before. Actually, I might just get someone even taller than me. Sorry, Tony.
Don't worry, Tony, you're talking to your height.
No. I was going to use... I just wanted to demonstrate with someone at least my height with maybe even longer arms, right? So you've got the throat, okay? So you've probably seen us do, if you've been on the instructor website, instructors, if not, you might have seen some techniques we teach the kids this way. Talk to the hand, which is really just putting your hand on the... sticking it in that little hole there. And not pushing back, hold on tight. It's not pushing back, it's just turning sideways. I'm turning away from him, I'm not pushing him away. And the extension there, it's hard for him to do that there. If you got really close and I thought I couldn't quite do it, I could always do that. Okay? But in school, doing that is not allowed. Doing that is okay, I just pushed him in the chest. Okay? So that's the talk to the hand. So again, throat. Then we've got the bowler, and we're going to use the bowler today because we're going to work off it. So the bowler is really just grabbing one arm here. People's arms tend to be a bit straighter when they're choking than when they're bent, like when they're tucking in and grabbing your shirt. They're straighter because that's how your throat structure is great. You grab one arm, you bowl with your good arm, and you swing over and down. Okay, like so. I'm right-handed, so that's throat again. You keep this hand still, over the top. Okay? So, anyway. I think you've all seen this, haven't you? Is that a bowler? No? Okay. Just grab one hand, keep it there, tight. And balls in his hand, bowling to Brett, hands up Brett. See no Brett is, that's what I'm going to. And when I finish, my belt knife is going to be there facing Brett, okay? So I'm there. I've got his hand here. Now if I wanted to, I could just keep that hand and keep manipulating it down, but I'm not going to worry about that because this is not going to keep that class. Once I'm in there, bang. Bang. That's next. Right? Keep it there. It's just only momentary. I'm not going to hold him here till the police arrive. It's just like a few seconds maybe. He'll adjust. Bang straight away. Okay? And then after I've hit there, this arm extends. Swing around. Oh, sorry. That swinging around movement is like you're striking. Okay? On that side, let's see. Grab the throat. Grab it, starts with the ball. Down. Strike. Down. Strike. Okay? I'm not exactly in Zen Kutsudatsu, but I'm staying low as I turn. And strike me down, okay? One more time. There. I grab. I could do this hand. I'll try this hand. I'm doing bad side. And there, grab this one here. Roll. Bang. Right? Round. Okay, you feel that's right. Down. Down that way. And strike. Either way, once you've done your move, you've elbowed, and you're turning around to get that out of the way. To get his hands off you in that motion. If he's still there, you can strike. But make no bones about it, I'm not holding on to anything, I'm just putting his head out of the way. Okay? It's sort of the same one as we did against the wall over there in a sense. Yeah? Except I'm using the bowler. The bowler works against the wall. If this white line was the wall, I couldn't go back any further, he's pushing me. I can't do talk to the hand from here because there's a wall behind me, right? So I have to just do the bowler. Bang. I back his head into the wall and then strike. Okay? All good? Right, so you can do the talk to the hand thing. Now with the talk to the hand, he's got me on the throat, he's pushing me. Let's say he's pushing me. pushing me, keep on pushing me, I'm not going I can do that. Shigudach, like cypher, side on to front on, except when I was doing that in cypher, I wouldn't be pushing there. Grab, push down, push, ha! Onto this hand, and what I'd probably do is I'd hold on to this hand. Just like a little push. Okay? So I've got this arm, extended this one back. Bang! Just like inside. Bang, bang, bang if I have to, right? Whatever it takes, he will adjust very quickly. I haven't got him forever. I'm not going to hold hands, he's going to goof his hand free. So I've got to get my blows in. If I can sweep, where he was before there, when you were there, I'm heading back there. Bang, bang. If I can push his head back, take his leg out, I'll do that as well, which is my step up to the kata. I'll do whatever I can. Right, I'm side on. What can I do from side on? What happens next to that kata? I'm there, bang, bang, bang. There's the leg. Right? If it was his other leg forward, and we're there, I'd still have his hand, pushing back to there, bang, bang, right, into the groin. Bang, up, and kick in there if I wanted to, okay? Again, I haven't got him forever. This is not a submission hold, just grabbing for a second to strike, and then he'll adjust, or he'll go down, yeah? So let's work on that being a push, getting down low, using a cypher type movement. Okay, we'll work on the bowler, on the round, second kata, let's say. Let's do one more. One of my favourite moves. Most resemble Sensei, right? It can work with lapel grab sometimes. It can work if they grab your hair. It can work if they grab your throat. It's a multi-purpose Swiss Army knife. Ready? Okay. Reach over the top and grab the hand. You see that? Or grab the wrist. If I can get into the hand, I will. Sometimes I won't be able to try and do. Yeah, that's one. Over the top, close to it. This one underneath comes up just in front of it. Just near it. See that? One palm is facing up. One palm is facing down. So my elbows are tight in my body. My elbow down is tight in my body. Alright, and I'm just going to twist the wrist. Down, inside, which is a lot like your technique for Seiyunchin. Okay? So it's a twisting motion. You reach across. That's right, yeah? Across this way, grab. One up, one down. Elbow up, and then I basically do that. But instead of just doing this, I press the elbow and push it down. And you can feel my elbow here. Right? Press against my body. I'm using it there. It's tight. And out. Yeah? If he was pushing me, like pushing, I grab down that way. If for some reason he was pulling me, for whatever reason, this way, I just go down the way. And I'll step forward, okay? Yeah? So it's a really good all-purpose thing. Don't get caught onto this with one arm and move the elbow over. People just can bend your elbow, bend, and come around this way, like they bend and pop out of it. When I do this, my shoulder has to be higher. His hand, so right there, Jonathan. His hand has to be higher than his elbow, and his elbow higher than his shoulder. As soon as we get down to here, he can pop out of it, right? Straight. I want it there, right? Yep? So pinned against the body, and then a downward slope. As soon as it's away from the body, he can twist and bend out of it. Even that won't hold him forever. Right? It's not meant to be, okay, call the cops, I'll keep him here for 10 minutes. It's not that. He's down there. You need to push him down. Sometimes it works nicely, or by mistake. Where you go this way, and you bring them down into your knee. And shikuduck, sometimes that happens accidentally. Right? It's not happening. Low stance, but the low stance is what makes it work as well. I'm not pushing him down going, it's just sit. Pin, sit. Yeah? Pin, sit. Straight back. Yeah? Okay, there's a few things to practice there. Bowler. Yep. What was the next one? Shikudachi, Cypher, and Seiyunchin. The next bit about seeing the elbow and dropping down, that's connected with a great finish technique, but the main thing is getting your hands on. Right? Get your hands hands off my throat, get your hand. Even if he had his hands on my shirt, he's got a lapel grab, and it wasn't too close, it can almost work there as well. Okay? I'm getting up under this way, one hand is down, one hand is up. I'm grabbing, tip of his elbow tucked in tight. There, and it's all about twisting the wrist. I'm not trying to give up his arm here, he's just twisting, because where his wrist goes, his arm will start to go. Now if that's enough, then push the hand off, well that's fine. It's been successful, okay? And if you wanted to, even there again, up underneath, over, down, right? And then unless you press his elbow in, you don't have control now. All you can, best you can do is right now look at his arm. It's straight. I don't have to control you. I've got to press it into me. Preferably and at the same time as dropping in my stance. Now I'm sitting on him nearly, right? And I'm using that stance to do the takedown. Not my arm strength, right? Not under my arm here. But I have to have him pressed. I want him to go down. If I want to do that, it's got to be there. And I do that together. Come back again with the stance. Okay? Same time. But it's pressed in. It's hard to pull his hand free. And I'm pushing his hand back a little bit too. He'll eventually wriggle out of it. Right? But I'm not even striking him. If I let go, I've been striking him a few times. It's a bit harder, you know. So let's grab the button now. Stay where you are. So right where you are. Let's do this together. Grab the throat. Right? Let's do right hand. Okay.
I pledge.
Stay here. Drumming your fingers like that. Okay, that's there. This hand, same. Left hand over the top. Grab, closest to you. You can tuck it a little bit underneath there. Underneath the palm, do that with your hand. That's the one closest to your body. This one comes up underneath, very close to it, touching the other hand. So you have two hands are close together, like that. They're not separate, they're close together, right? Okay, now if your right hand's underneath, you start just changing your elbows from north to south, the other way. Rolling off, holding tight. And then pressing to the body and drop down. Pressing to the ribs. When you step in, somebody's going to go come back this way. Alright? You just need to step across and in, close to him. Alright? Again, let's go. One time. Right arm up. Over the top. Over the top. Close. Underneath right hand foot. Spin the wrist. Turn the wrist. I don't have to step three times in. Let's put it in line with this. Take it down. Grab that. Only from shoes. Drop them down in front of you. You try to get it behind his stance and instead of pulling my stance. Okay? Or I'll put a step back. The other person have a go.
Oh, no, you
Right on the tricep. This is not, I'm not going to try and maneuver something this far away from my body about size. I want to go all the little bits at the end. Hand maneuverability, the wrist. The good thing about holding the wrist really tight, you can keep your hands around it. Even if they're slippery or they're thick wrists, you can get around it. Okay, if not, at the very least, you might get the hands off you. Okay? But using the thumbs and stuff like that is fantastic because the thumbs are a great handle. Right? Even if their hands are slippery, or they've got wrists like massive, right? You can still get over there, still turn a little bit. Right? Still get this elbow in here. Just snap it in there. Bang, that elbow will there too. Might not be that, might be that set, okay? But essentially, twist on. It's on your hair, it's the same thing. You grab the hair, you grab one on the top, one there, and you twist it off your hair. And you twist it off the lapel, and you twist it off the throat, okay? It's the same movement to get right. So, without what we're doing now, on there, I reach over the top, this is closest. I reach up under here second, my hands are really close together. I've got hold. And I just keep it close, and I turn it right where it is. I don't try and push it off my body and turn it out there. I turn it right where it is. It's on my body still, and then I press it down, okay? Don't try and move it further away from you. You want it right there. That's when you've got most of your power and it's close to your body, okay? Right, good. Okay, last little thing we'll do is, before we just finish, we'll probably finish so let's just work on an exercise that we might not do this as partners until we do it as a big group. But essentially, we're talking about someone coming in and trying to tackle you. right? And essentially, someone's got his coming like so, like there. If I'm upright like this, eventually he's going to get low, he's going to drive me, I'm going to go back this way. If you're getting a lot of momentum, the best thing to try and do is change a bit of direction or get back in deep stance yourself. Come on.
Good etiquette, Jacob.
So, he's pushing. You can try this, Tom, okay? So low. So as soon as I feel myself going, which side's his head on? My left side. Right, I want to pull him past me in a minute. Okay, I'm just using. Pull him past me. Yeah? I want to change, yes. Don't try and push him back. Right, so. Maybe I can pull a hand free. Pull a hand free, now I've got his head. Right? So, for the sake of the exercise and for working on what we're trying to do here, just trying to get low. Keep going. If my Zenkutsudachi won't hold him forever, remember when we're in here, lowest belt wins. Right? If his belt's dangling down lower than mine, he's lower than me. He's going to push me around. Right? See how upright I am? I've got to get low. Now, there's two ways of pulling someone down. One of them is to change directions of your Zenkutsudachi. Right? To go from one leg and switch back to the other leg and pull them past you, okay? Now, if I want to pull Jacob over, at the moment, I can't pull him that way because his head's around that side. Okay? Now I can, of course, squeeze tight. I can pull my hands out. I can punch. Thigh fillets. Right? Right? That hurts, doesn't it? Yeah? More than you expect. Seriously. Right? You can grab the groin. When I do that, he's going to release one of his hands and try and grab my wrist. Right? Yeah? If this hand was pinned in, no, pin me, tackle. If I grab the groin, maybe let's go with the other hand. Okay, this hand's free now. Do what I need to do. So, aim and pull your hands free, one. Second, if we're in here, and I want to pull him over using my long stance by changing direction, it's hard to do that way because of where his head is. I can't change where his head's going to be. Right, I'll try and get a hand free if I can. Yeah, grab, hand one free. Keep pushing, I'll change. That's when I'll change from that leg back to that leg back. So just before Jacob come down then, right, I switched feet. Now his head's on the side I want. So I can just keep going that way, and he'll come down, okay? Now, so that's one way of changing one long stance into another. If I feel let's go back here, if I feel like my long stance is not doing it, I get pushed back, push, come push. It's not working. Drop into Shikudachi. Right, keep going. Yeah. And you go from Shikudachi to Zenkutsudachi. Yeah? Shikudachi, Zenkutsudachi. Shikudachi, Zenkutsudachi. If I was in Shikudachi, if I was here, his head was there. No, this is not the ideal Shikudachi to be using. Keep going. I'll try and change feet. Try and get this way. Pull my hand. Pull the head around that way. Okay? So I'm going to go from here to here. There to there. Up the head there. There to there. Does that make sense? But either way, if someone tries to tackle you, so what you're doing the equivalent of, you're doing like this. Bang. Yeah? Bang. Bang. No? I'm not doing it as formally. That's what I'm doing. Push. Push. No. Push. push, yeah? Push. Yeah? Using a deep low stance and a palm heel. Not a punch. I can't push his head around as much with my hands closed. It's okay with my hands open. Alright? Let's have a real quick go of that. We're going to finish off with a grip activity. Scuff here, break free, coming with another one. Okay? When we hit 30 seconds, I'll say change, you move to your left. If you end up changing sides, then you take the opposite roll on. Okay. Be mindful of each other, there's people all around the room, okay? So train safe here. Don't get too excited. You don't know what's coming out. If you're receiving, don't get too crazy. So remember, everything we've done today, your favourite things, we've done about 15, 16 different
We've got about he's going to do one more rotation and then finish up.
The thing that you guys are what I understand.
Okay, yeah.
So you might need to talk here and back in.
Yeah, it's just been, we've had Professor Gavin down, he's senior instructor, and even though I sort of made a booking at a time to sort of run over a little bit, so I'll email Erin tomorrow and he'll say that they didn't get out till 11 on Friday and then we didn't get out till 6:30 tonight. Yeah, so she'll charge us accordingly, and then does she like pay you like an hourly something?
Yeah, but it's a bit tricky. So as well.
Yeah, see normally I'm in control of them.
Good.